And we are recording. Should send you a little message.
Cool.
Well,
Yep, I see it.
hello everyone. Welcome back to the Youngstown Indie Creators Expo interview page. Today I'm talking to I never.
Mayon.
That's Mayon. I was gonna say Mayon.
Yes,
I know it wasn't
you
Mayon.
got it.
Mayon. See, I haven't
You
seen
got
it
it.
in a long time. That's why it messes.
Yeah, dude. It's been.
It's okay. I get
How
the
you?
same thing. I get Kalos, like I'm Klingon. Yeah. Uh,
There you
so it's I get it too. So I understand. Uh,
go. Okay.
so how many shows did you do with me?
Is it two or three?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Austin Town. I'm trying to remember. It might have two or three.
Yeah.
So I think I did. I ended up doing, I think 2 or 3 years of shows, and then I kind of, since I've been literally, this is, yeah, I know they talk about all the time when musicians make albums, that sophomore slump. So this is actually the fifth anniversary of my comic imprint. So this is kind of like my fifth year of my sophomore slump. And the funny thing is not like I've been working on stuff. Like I mean, I got a pile of like I see them as misfires, but I got a pile of writings. I got a pile of drawings. I got some pages I started, like the full layout pages. I got some thumbnails I did. So it's a little bit of everything. But I finally have a story that I'm hashing out now that I'm thinking, well, I am working towards. And actually, on the drive to work this morning, I was kind of thinking maybe I need to give myself like timelines, because that's how I finished the first one. It's like I had deadlines that I set, and that helped me finish. And even like we were talking before you started recording, like a 4-hour comic book, putting that together, you got a deadline. It's like, and that helps
It did for me.
close it up. So
Before we go any further, who are you?
yeah, I'm gonna say, whoops.
Whoops.
I'm Mayon Maxey, artist, writer, creator. I got my own comic imprint, as I kind of already been talking to. I got one comic book release, but then I've also I'm working on a lot of side projects to kind of fill it in with me working on my sophomore debut. So my first comic book was entitled Deadwood, and so I think I might have a couple of physical copies still floating around out there, but I placed it up. It's digitally available. Deadwood #0, comicsology.com, and even since then, I know I've been saying I'm working on my second comic book, but I've worked on quite a few things in the interim. So I've actually had a chance. I finally started my website, so me-comics.com. I was able to put my little thing, and then I've also kind of started my own apparel line, and kind of actually too. It started like right in the heart of the quarantine that we had going. Me rolling it out. It was like I could have like bit the bullet and held out, but I decided, hey, something that my creative juices were flowing. So I kickstarted my apparel line. It started off as ME Comics apparel, some form or fashion. I was using my logo, but then I released my main or my I guess my hit was a watercolor painting I did a couple years back of a crow, and it's actually called, I kind of dubbed him Seriously Crow. It's kind of gained a following of himself with this guy right here.
I saw that. Oh,
Yeah, so
I've been looking at that actually.
Yeah, it gained its own following. It's like a big hit. I started with just basic T-shirts. Now I got yoga pants and magnets and stickers and tank tops, and I've rebranded or renamed the apparel line just because it's kind of gained its own following, or people that have enjoyed it. And I've renamed the apparel line the Seriously Crow Drawing Company, and like apparel. So just kind of capturing everything. And I know I can't remember. I know Craig. He's really into the craft beer labels, but I got. That's actually what kind of got me down that road. I did a competition a few years back with actually a local brewery down there.
The Penguin.
Yeah, and I did
Yeah.
did my little dim. So this kind of like what started the inspiration, and then the crow came, and then actually too, I did this one of my more recent ones. It's a cockatiel. It was actually a buddy, a pet that I used to have. He recently passed away, but Screaming Oscar. So like the beer, the craft beer kind of thing. I kind of got the bug for that, and I've been doing like little designs with that and interlaced with this variety of things. I know that's another one, like my little saying I got right here. All of us say, hey, we all like love the comic book, so I got this one and this one. So I got a bunch of T-shirts, and then other little knickknacks that I was able to launch on my Etsy site. So the ME Comics, how do I say it? The Seriously Crow Drawing Company by ME Comics. So
On Etsy.
Yeah, so I've been busy. I've been busy with this as I've been like writing and getting my comic book, my next comic book together. So it's been exciting times.
Yes. I would have had a copy of your book here with me, but I have so much junk in my house. I couldn't find it. I actually own like 13,000 comic books, and it's in one of the boxes.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. You got me thinking too. Like I know the best thing is I got my. I'm trying to think offhand where I have a copy, but this is on my office wall. That's my first copy of it. So that was the original first one that came out, and then I remastered. What did I do? I did when I lost my imprint and everything. I came up with that. Yeah, here we go. I do have two of them sitting around. So I guess technically my first comic, and then this was the one where I did basically a special edition. So did that copy, and actually the cool part with the second one, I was able to kind of show how I put the comic together. That was a big part of the second part. Fix some things that I messed up on the first one, because I was like, hey, like rookie mistakes. And then I know I went with a different, ended up going to a different printer. So I wasn't really happy with the first print. And then the second one I was real happy with. So yeah, so I'm working on the second one, And I'm actually a buddy of mine that I made on the comic book circuit back when I got started. He's worked with this company called Alterna Comics. You heard of them?
Yes.
Yeah, they actually print comic books too, and they do the old school floppies, the shiny print on the outside, but with the newsprint style paper in the inside.
Cool.
So I've been thinking about doing that my second comic book, because that's something I grew up with. I like that style, even though the '90s got all flashy and glossy. I still like that traditional, that floppy feel. So that's something I've been kind of debating on, maybe going that way, or sticking with the company I use is Greco Printing. That's what I use with the second one. So I was a big fan of those guys. So it's a big toss up. Yeah, do I go for the nostalgia feel, or do I go with the '90s style? The high, what do they call it? Either go with the indie feel, or do I go the big blockbuster style? So we'll see.
And the colors popped out. That's what I remember about your book. That and the pacing. I thought the pacing was excellent in your book.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you did a good job of doing fight scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, my next one, I grew up as a big X-Men fan. Like I got started on Jim Lee, so I'm a big Jim Lee fan. So this was kind of like the touch off point. So I want to finally roll into my X-Men version book, like team book. Yeah. So that's one I'm working on, and it's got like a lot of
Let's get
I'm not
Deadwood
sure an artist.
here. Let's get
Yeah,
Deadwood.
no, Dead was still here, but it kind of be a way of introducing that. He's in there. My universe is all connected, you know. But I like to lean on my history, so I'm like a history buff. So be able to lean on a little bit of history, a little bit of the espionage, a little bit of X-Men feel, things like that. So a little bit of everything being wrapped in, but the history part being a heavy part of that mythology. Yeah, just a little bit, mythology and even more. What's the movie monster? They're like monsters, not movie monsters, but like the werewolves and vampires and things like that too. So we'll see. A lot of layers.
You've already said where you can buy your stuff on the Etsy store. Are you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me. Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. So I got for my Instagram, it's ME Comics, ME Comics, all one word. Facebook is M.E.Comics. And then my Etsy shop is again that same word, ME Comics, all one word. And it shows up as the Seriously Crow drawing company shop. So that's been keeping me busy. So I'm excited. I'm kind of like, okay, it's kind of grown its own kind of legs, kind of time to let it get out and do its own thing, and I can focus more on my book, because I got actually quite a bit of writing together. I've been doing some sketches too. I know you're a big sketcher, but I got my what is this? This is my writer's book.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So that's where I write. So this is just words. So all my words, and then this is my sketchbook. So obviously, see, I got like stickers. So this is my main guy, my little Seriously Crow sticker. But I got some stuff I can show. I got some proprietary things in here, but then I also got my own guys. This is one of the guys I did for one of my craft beer things. He's let me get there with this a little better. The painter's potion. That was the one I did. It was a rehash of him. And then what else we got? There's an indie comic creator that I kind of follow on Instagram, Frog Boy. So I've been doing like little fan art Fridays. I missed looks like I'm missing two of this Friday and last Friday, but I'm working on getting those together. That's one of our buddies right here, Mr. Craig's. Shout out to Craig. Yeah, Mr. Galactic Man. That's one of my guys. You've probably seen him before. That's Badger Jones. See him in the back of Deadwood. Got some rehash and Deadwood right there. So kind of like a little getting them ready for the future. And then here's a good I say indie comic story. I'm not sure how much you pay attention to him. It's the Headlopper.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an indie guy that he had his own comic book. So he puts out, I think it's 4 a year. He does a book a quarter, and he still sticks to that. So he was doing his own book a quarter. He's got a very unique style. Very simple lines, things like that. Andrew McLean, a Headlopper, and he was doing a book a quarter, and Image picked him up and just said, "Hey, we're going to publish you." So he's, I think, 3 books in. 4. He's working on book 4 now. So that 4 years in, he's been working on it. Actually, got my little comic book shelf right here. So kind of inspiring indie folks out there. The lines, I had to throw my own interpretation, but his lines are, pretty cool. So inspiring guys out there. But the Headlopper, let's see, what else I got in here? Yeah, actually from I think it was your second show. Remember this guy? Mr. Ted Sikora's Apama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got
the first show. Yeah, I think he was right next to you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta get a chance. I keep in touch with him every once in a while. Sentry. No, pretty cool story. T'Challa. So got some Black Panther. Some my own flair of that. I like the
version of that on Instagram.
What's that?
Don't you have a colorized version of that on Instagram? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the original Stan Lee Kirby design. So I was kind of I like the socks that he had. So I kind of took a little inspiration of everything. But I like how he had those lines on his socks and on his gloves. So I had to throw that in there for my guy. Yeah, so this is my little sketchbook. It's actually a guy that I found that he told me about these books, so it's pretty cool. So I'm in just numbering them at the bottom, and putting sketches in, and it's gonna kind of keep because I got to run him on. I don't see what's good for sketches, but I got sketchbooks. Another guy that was in the back of my pages. This is an old one. This is back 2008, so that's a 12-year-old sketch right there. So one of my impending villains, Kingfisher. So he made his debut in the back of Deadwood as he's coming soon, but we'll see how soon that comes. So no, yeah, I stay busy. So between writing and drawing, drawing really keeps me busy.
Okay. Anything else you want to try to sell or?
No, it's like this is an opportunity to share. So hey, I'm sharing, and I know fellow Yo Ice folks will be
alumni
doing the same thing. So
yeah, I did Craig this morning, and then I'm doing Senia next. I shouldn't say it that way. I am interviewing Senia next Saturday.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I know she's been busy too, man. So I know we've all been busy in some form or fashion, So like for me, I was showing you coach working on. I mean, these were the coasters, So I like a couple places I use my Printful is where I use my T-shirts. So that's the company I've been working with, and they've done a really good job. Sticker Mule. Actually, I told Vess about them, so I know she's used them. So their stickers are top notch. So that's why you see their stickers everywhere. They last. And they hold tight. So that's who I go with.
She's about to do some holographic stickers.
Yeah, they have them now. That's something they just came out with. Yep. So
she's doing a book of her little
those little raindrop.
Yeah.
I should know it too.
Yeah. I know. I see him every day.
Palsy.
Yes. Yeah, she's doing a book of those after Inktober.
Okay. Yeah, I for me, I tried doing Inktober one. I'm trying to do Fan Art Friday for myself just to do my practice, and I'm already with work and everything, regular work. I'm just like, man, I gotta get this together. But with me making a schedule, putting a schedule together, that's gonna help. So I need to hey, this week or this time of week, work, writing and drawing and plotting, and obviously, coloring is like the most time consuming out of everything. I mean, the
color. What's that?
Yeah,
I've never colored anything.
Color.
Yeah, I should.
Color takes a lot. Yeah, and I've been and I know the Fan Art Friday thing, and I know what Craig's doing is 60 days or whatever, but those kind of things, getting that practice in, So I'm kind of, as I'm working on my book, just I'm trying different styles. Because actually I learned a couple weeks ago about Steve Epting. He's the artist that designed and drew when they brought back the Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with his style and his book, but when I got tripped out, when I discovered that his stuff looks like acrylic paintings, like his comic book stuff.
Oh.
Like this right here. How does that show up? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Just that style. That's all Photoshop. He colors in Photoshop.
Wow.
Yeah, that for me, I was just like, whoa. So, because I like that style, I'm like, man, this is solid. So this is something I'm working on, trying to learn that style, or I can have, because I like that feel to it. But that's all Photoshop. So that's what the whole practicing in parts. This is the Winter Soldier one. So even that front cover, he did all that in Photoshop. So practice, 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 practice. You know how Allen Iverson said, practice, 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 practice. So this is all this stuff here. Me working on my t-shirt designs. And then actually too, they price all these too. So I got that. And I got Youngstown Made. You saw those. I'm not sure if you saw those. And a couple guys. Yeah, just different. I'm trying different things out. Staying busy.
That's good.
How about you, man? You said you've been you said you got all them comic books. You've been any new stories you've been latching onto? You're reading a new X-Men storyline.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Well, since we're talking about X-Men, I'm gonna stop the recording and then we'll just talk.
Okay.
Say bye to everyone. Bye.
See you later. Mayon Maxey, ME Comics, all the way.